Welcome back to part 3 of the greatest game ever made. And, fun fact, this game was never released in Japan until 2006.
2006.
Wait, you're joking, right?
That last time I checked, that was the release year for Vectorman in Japan.
Jeez.
Why the freak did it take so long?
It's either between 2006 and 2008.
Was it
Well,
released?
that was the very first time they ever got it. First off, the game compilations that Vectorman was in was US and Europe specific only. It wasn't until I believe this game got into the Wii Virtual Market where the Japanese, actually got to play some Vectorman.
Wow. They didn't get it on, they didn't get it on any compilations like Sega Smash Pack?
Not to my knowledge, and there's my best again.
Virus database has been
wow.
updated.
So, I think my best just hates Vectorman naturally.
It thinks it's a virus.
Well, it is. It's a
to
virus on your Genesis.
Hey,
Ask me to stop playing good games.
Avast does not like good games. Must be made by EA.
ha!
Oh,
I knew it.
that explains so much.
You can get it removed, but you gotta pay for this DLC.
Avast DLC. You gotta pay like extra for the malware protection.
Ah!
$20
No,
for
that-
anti-spyware.
F that.
Man, even McAfee looks pretty good.
In comparison, yes.
And
Eh.
plot twist, McAfee is made by Ubisoft.
Oh.
Lies.
Anyway, when you get the invisible power up, just do what you do in every game when you have an invincibility power up. Just run.
Touch
You stand
damage!
Or if you mess up like me and you know you have to go up in order to progress in the level, you have to run backwards. And
Come
shoot
on,
into
you're
the-
supposed to be the Vectorman expert.
Well, I'm not really familiar with the Dark Ruin stage.
He's the only Vectorman expert.
Okay, true. You're the
That's-
only Vectorman expert. You should know this.
Yeah, sadly, and foreshadowing. This one power up.
Hey, this is the know there was
Oh,
Vectorman 2
wow.
coming along.
Yeah,
It ran smoother in Vectorman 2.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, just in case you guys are wondering, yes, I'm gonna be playing Vectorman 2 on the Genesis,
Obvious.
not an emulator.
Oh, I mean, that's good. It should run better.
Yeah,
What
it
about
will.
that Vectorman 3 game?
never happened.
I'll get to that eventually.
Like I'll get to talking about the production of. A fun fact, actually, about Vectorman 3. Vectorman 1 and 2 were developed by Blue Sky Software. Vectorman 3 was not. At least from what we're shown of the game, it was not produced by Blue Sky Software, as the company was closed down.
In Vectorman 3, well, the promotional images looked like they were trying to rip off Halo.
That's what a lot of people said, too, when it came to the reviewers.
Didn't surprise me. It looked like, I think it was going to be Xbox exclusive, wasn't it?
It looked more like a PS2 or PS3 game. Now we're in Stage 14, the Underground Vault. And if the 3 bosses in this stage don't kill you, it will be the time limit.
There's the time. Oh,
Got 5
Only-
minutes to finish the stage.
only 5 minutes. They expect you to speed run?
Yes,
No,
there is.
speedrunning means
However, sorta. But
However,
how-
what?
I could beat the stage in the time limit, but there's something near the end of the stage that will always be there, and I forgot to bring this up in the previous 2 parts. But the TV boxes, every time we play the game, they usually change. Sometimes they have health in them, sometimes they have protons. Things like 1-ups and certain power-ups, like those orbs that give you another hit point, those are the same every time you play. But for the HP and for the protons, they always change for playthrough.
Wait, I thought they were photons.
Well, it doesn't really matter how they're pronounced.
Oh, there's a difference between an R and an H.
Sketch, I'm gonna need to ask you to put your logic in the corner again.
That's not it's not logic, it's English.
Put that
You
shit
speak it.
I'm gonna
down.
need to ask you to put your English in the corner.
You know, I wish I was bilingual, because then I would just start speaking another language.
Spanish? Get out of here.
Yeah, I speak Spanish, and I'm just like, you know.
Oh, there
And
goes
now
two
you've just
subscribers.
offended tons of people.
I thought
probably
these guys were professionals. They're being offensive.
I apologize to all the Spanish people that watch this. We're not trying to make fun of you guys, we're just stupid.
Yes.
He's
This guy
stupid.
just
I'm
speaking
totally
for
smart.
mine. And if you guys play this game, just farm for enemies like I'm doing with those little fly buggers.
Hey, why are you recording all
Or
this?
not
Just
play
move
at
on.
all. I mean,
Well, the only time I left that in because, you know, they're in my path to the end of the stage. And right here is a little bonus. If you go up from right here, there are invisible platforms. But there will be a photon above it, letting you know that there's a platform above it. I call this good game design. Modern gamers call it stupidity. But you just have to keep going up, and then you'll find a little reward for your exploration.
Porn?
hey,
Well, no, not specifically.
Daw.
This right here is a 1-up, and if you have a ×2 or ×3 or ×5, you get +5 lives.
I don't know.
Consistency, what's that?
What is that really?
Castlevania.
And this right here is the next 2 minutes of the stage. It's a boss rush of 3 bosses that didn't make it into the game. This first boss is the Spider Ore bot.
Wait. Say it again. That didn't make it into the game?
Well, it did make it into the game, but you can tell they weren't finished all the way. After that is the Piranha Ore bot, which is a lot easier to beat because it's not harder because that thing is literally as fast as you. So you need to go from side to side to shoot it. And if you're lucky enough, it will slow down, or in my case, hit me, anytime you're shooting it. So if you shoot it once, just keep shooting it when it's rushing you. But every time you shoot it, it will rush you. So just shoot it when it's rushing.
Looks so freaking dopey.
I love how Vectorman stands on the wall. He just hangs there.
Well, I could just do that, but...
This fish just looks like it's just going around going om nom 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 nom.
Yeah, and this is the last one.
You
It's
got like 27 seconds.
Yeah, and that last box was a checkpoint. Thankfully. Or I believe
Hey.
it was either a checkpoint or health box. I can't remember that one.
This thing reminds
This one
me of
is
those
the
little
monkey
devils
bot.
from. Reminds me of those devils from Comic Zone.
We're gonna get to that soon enough.
Yeah.
And you know, with 8 seconds left and one more hit before I'm dead, a little fun fact when I was playing the game, I was actually sweating so much because this game, when I play it, is 10 times harder than it usually is. So, at this moment, I knew that Warhead is gonna make me his personal slave when I got to him.
Jeez, less than 10 seconds on the clock.
And this is the World Link Center, the second to last level.
Wait, how long did it take you to do the last level?
5 minutes minus 7 seconds.
Are we gonna be like sitting through this level for like 10 minutes?
Thankfully, no. Because the World Link Center is quite shorter than Underground.
Look at that CG.
Since the message you have to go up and down. In this stage, you gotta go just right. Just gotta go right.
Looks like 90s propaganda.
Yeah, just we're like a warhead with that one TV station.
It's Warhead's NWO.
But this is the last platforming stage, you know. So you think all the best power-ups are in this stage? You know you're wrong. All the worst ones are in the stage.
What?
All the worst power-ups the game could ever deliver is here.
The worst?
Yep.
It's like the complete opposite of game design.
Well, we're talking about Vectorman here, a game that loves to be hard.
Wait, what is he juggling? Is he juggling his own body parts?
That's
Yep.
what I thought too.
Is he like just taking his arm apart and juggling it?
Well, yeah, when you're Vectorman and your body's made of balls, you can do many things.
I guess you could say Vectorman's very ballsy.
Yeah, ballsy enough to have to
Eh?
right, Sega? Isn't it ballsy to have more than 2 games in a series?
Yes, bring back the most ballsy character of SEGA universe.
Rayman.
No.
Did you say Rayman?
Rayman.
That's Ubisoft, stupid.
Man, I know my characters. I totally saw Rayman in a Sega game.
For a second there, I thought you were saying, man, I know, man. Okay,
that's just like your opinion.
yeah. And if you guys are noticing, hey, Meta, why is this looking really choppy? While I did say the World Link Center is one of the shortest stages, it's also the most confusing. Well, that's why you see me at one place. Next second, I'm somewhere else. It's so pathetically easy to get lost. What, Sketch?
So, all these hard cuts. Though, it kind of reminds me of Wacky Workbench from Sonic CD.
Yeah, I can see it.
You just don't have like that bouncing thing at the floor.
Yeah, I think it's mostly the coloring that reminds me of it.
The two. I think was it the future? Yeah, I think it's the future and the present. Because I think the past of Wacky Workbench had more of a brown color.
Yeah. Wait, no. I think Future was the one that was brown because, Robotnik.
With a bad future. I'm thinking good.
I don't
future.
remember. So, it's pretty easy to get lost in the stage. Another jump cut because I got lost again.
In the meanwhile, Warhead is taunting you.
You suck at this game.
You idiot, this is not the greatest game in the world.
It is the greatest game in the world. I can't help it if I'm paranoid. Because if you notice, I'm not being as sloppy as I was during the rest of the game.
You were being sloppy?
Yeah, because I usually just run and gun this game. Then I get to this stage, I'm like, oh god, Warhead's gonna wreck me.
I can't even tell you're being sloppy.
Because I'm actually avoiding fights. Beforehand, I was up front. Now I'm just, get me out of it. And right here is the end of the stage. Once I kill that little guy. Okay, I killed him. With 9 lives and the last platforming stage done, we get to the final boss. The final boss is green screen. I'm sorry, that's second time. Final boss. Last level, Twisted Shout. Yes, there's only 16 levels in Vectorman. So you guys are wondering, hey, Meta, what, you fought Warhead, like this is the 4th time now you fought Warhead. And this is the best he has to offer. Well, Warhead has 4 phases, appropriately. His first phase is just him swatting his arms around. The second phase, he shoots out fireballs.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like he's trying to attack you. He looks like he's trying to get rid of a mosquito.
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired of you. In his third stage, he will rush both sides of the screen, but he'll only rush to one of the screen completely the side you're on, which is why he keeps hovering over on my end. And every time you finish one of his phases, there's a little health orb on the other side of him, which means you need to go around him. Oh goody, this is his final phase where he shoots out 3 fireballs and rushes the stage, rushes both ends to get you.
Jeez. And you fall off.
So yeah, Warhead has 4 phases.
4 phases.
And I died. And I was thinking, hey, I knew this was gonna happen. Maybe if I play it cool, I can win. So I did it again.
Is there any
And I know you both
debris?
I know you guys in the audience is thinking, hey Meta, why didn't you jump cut this like you did in the last battle? Well, there's a reason for that. What reason is that, you ask? We'll get to it. So thoughts on this final boss, you guys?
I want to see more of it first. I'm sitting here watching you just try to avoid its jazz hands. Is King even still here?
King, how do you feel about this final boss?
I never left.
Yes, and then we're gonna count. Yep, there's one. There's two.
His head's starting to open up.
Yep, that's his final phase, and there's the deaths. How appropriate music, too.
Looks more like he just give up on life.
Yeah, you're playing too good. I need to kill you.
Rubber banding
I'm gonna need to put you back in your place.
Hey.
And to anyone asking, the time attack in this stage will not kill you. It's pretty lenient. The only place time won't kill you is if you suck. And he killed me 3 times, and that's the end of the game.
Already?
Yep.
Final boss?
What?
Victory! Warhead is vanquished. The Earth is safe for the return of humanity. Earth has a new hero, Vectorman.
He's a crappy hero.
Well, his job is to get rid of it.
Yeah, I want my hero to be a guy made out of balls.
You know. And that's Vectorman, one of the greatest games ever made. You know what?
Are you gonna
Who wants
cast
to
the
go first?
characters?
Yep. All these guys.
These names are dumb. Doorman sounds like a rejected Mega Man villain.
Well, the second game has better villains, Jurassic.
Just firing shots at this game. Angry fans are starting to write
Fire
complaint
extinguisher.
comments.
Fire extinguisher
Yes.
with teeth and
Talk
jaws.
about the
Yes,
game.
yes, those 5 other fans who play this game.
Mecha jellyfish.
Anyway, since Vectorman's over, final thoughts, everyone.
It's Contra on the Genesis. With some Metroid.
Great. Now
Borealis.
Betta's gonna now play Battletoads for the Genesis.
Well, I'll be talking about what game I'm gonna play next. But first, final thoughts, everyone. Again.
I don't really have any final thoughts. I didn't really play through it all. And watching you didn't really give me an opinion.
And I love you too. How about you, King?
As I mentioned before, I could never get past around, like, say, stage 3. So, I got to the final boss, used cheats. The game called me out on it. So, I mean, okay, and based on what the video footage that I've seen, the game is alright. The only issue is that the stages tend to repeat mostly with just the same, different backgrounds. So, that I thought was kind of
Yeah, the copy pasta backgrounds is a bit monotonous. Look, a monkey.
Alright, okay, my final thoughts. You know, while I think it's the greatest game ever made, I do have some problems with it. Generally speaking, the soundtrack it's really, really good. And these guys, they're not enemies in the game, they're just there. But anyway, my final thoughts on Vectorman is, while I think it's the greatest game ever made, I will say, well, I think it's great. Looking at it outside of my own personal perspective, the game is, it's pretty average. The stages, like King said, the backgrounds do become repetitive, but the way they look gives it a little more charm. And since the music changes, and every time you see the background, it gives it a different sense of feel. Not to mention that while this soundtrack has the same issue that I have with the Mario World soundtrack, anytime you hear a theme to a stage, you know what to expect. Whether it be difficult, hard, or flat out easy. And that's, to me, is one of the biggest downplays of the game is, well, the predictability in the stages can be heard in the soundtrack. Aside from that, the enemies were pretty easy. The bosses were kind of flat out difficult, especially for first-time players. And the whole continuation system of the game is anything if not rather fair. So, if anything, if you want a really good, quick game that's hard for you, I'd go for it. I mean, I think it's the greatest thing ever made, but it's for a little quick run. It's good. It's one of the harder Genesis games, actually.
A lot of Genesis games are hard.
Yeah, but that's just my final thoughts of Vectorman. You know, out of 1 and 2, number 1 has a stronger story, and you understand everything that's going on and why all these machines are listening to Warhead out of nowhere. Number 2, when we get to it, we're gonna get to it, and my thoughts on that story is pretty bad. Anyway, the next game I'll be playing is the Ooze for the Genesis. This is Metateen.
No!